My name is Kavita Melwani, and I am a multi-certified intuitive success coach. I want to personally welcome you to Aligned and Soulful Success, where we empower soulful empaths, sensitives, and conscious leaders to confidently align with their purpose and opulently shine their light without the hustle. Together, we will explore challenges and real implementable solutions so you can step into your unique purpose and shine. It is possible to bridge the success that you already have with the truest, soulful, mystical parts of yourself. Are you ready to rise up? Then listen in. Hello, everyone. This is Kavita with Aligned and Soulful Success. And this week, I want to discuss a topic that I've been getting a lot of questions about, that people are contacting me to support them with. And so I always trust that process. And when I'm being asked for something, I know that there are more people that need that. And that is the idea of purpose and how to find your purpose and live your purpose as an empath, and if you're an entrepreneur. And so this episode is not necessarily just for you if you're an entrepreneur. If you're not an entrepreneur, I know that you will also receive ways that you can start to uncover your purpose and be able to start to do that as after the episode, because I like to always give implementable tips. Okay, so starting out, I want to describe and define purpose. So, what is purpose? What does it mean to you? And so, to most people, having a purpose means that what they do on a daily basis is fulfilling why they are here, why they're here in this world at this time, in the family they're in, and all of that, right? So what is that reason that you're here? And so in order to really connect with purpose, there's often a sense of that um, understanding and acceptance of a higher power, higher energy, whatever that is for you. So kind of like that spiritual aspect to purpose. And so then, if you are fulfilling the reason that you're here, then you're fulfilling your purpose. And so, especially over the last few years, more of us have become aware of how quickly time can pass by, how we can get caught up in the kind of daily tasks of life. And we've been on a path that we thought we chose, but really was chosen because of our family of origin and what we were exposed to and what we thought was possible and all those things, right? And so then the time we've had through the pandemic has caused a lot of people to pause and to reflect on why they are here. And we had the whole great resignation happen because people left their jobs. They said, you know what, this is not how I want to spend my life. Now I have a little bit of this respite, this kind of pause to look at my life and to decide how I really want to spend that time. So purpose has become more important for a lot of people. And there's a deeper desire to work on fulfilling that purpose and figuring out what that purpose is. And so that is the definition of purpose. Now, I want to say something that hopefully will help you have some ease when it comes to this topic. So I believe truly that if you work from your true self, from the way that you were designed and created in the world, and I would definitely recommend working through some subconscious conditioning to make sure that how you are in the world and how you show up is really how you want to be. And when you come from that and you show up from there, you already are fulfilling your purpose. And a lot of people feel and define purpose as their work in the world, so their job or their career. And I mean, that is a part of your purpose because you spend so many hours a day doing that. And sometimes I will say that it's not your actual job, but how you show up in that job, how you show up in that career, how you show up in that business, how you run your business differently, how you serve your customers and clients differently. And so that idea of your purpose being just your work, I want you to go beyond that narrow definition of purpose and how broaden it to how you show up in everything that you do. And some of those things are roles that you have and responsibilities that you have. So if you're a parent, how you show up as a parent, right? If you're a friend to someone, how you show up as a friend. And it could be really simple as how you show up in the grocery store, at the coffee shop, how you show up in your neighborhood. Just owning that energy of how you are designed to be and not forcing yourself to have to fit into what you're told and in the way and function in the way that you were supposed to be or you should be. Okay. And just by showing up that way, that is fulfilling part of your purpose. And if you can take that energy of like owning yourself and owning the way that you were designed and your strengths, right? And then take that into your work, then that becomes purposeful work. And it's last week I had an episode on the podcast on cultivating your strengths. So if you haven't listened to that, you can go back and listen to that to start to uncover some of your strengths, right? So part of the purpose is your work, how you show up, using your strengths, moving past the way you think you should show up or have to show up, some of that through conditioning. Okay. And then in addition to that, oftentimes our challenges, our struggles, the things that really bother us are where we need to go and put our energy towards improving. Okay. So that is also part of your purpose. And so to give you an example, if it really bothers you what is happening in the environment and you really believe that we need to make some changes and there's a lot of things that you can do, so you can approach that by I'm going to fight for the environment. So I believe that it's actually, yes, we need people that are going to do that. On the other hand, how can you actually work in a systemic way using your strengths to start to improve that? So maybe it's through a company that you work in, right? Maybe it's something that you create that is a consultancy to corporations and how they can improve their impact on the environment. So that's just like those are just a couple quick, really quick ideas. Just wanting you to think beyond just, okay, if I'm passionate about this thing, I don't like this, I just have to fight it. Okay, that could be your way. And maybe your strengths are not there. Maybe your strengths are somewhere else. And you can use those skills and strengths, cultivate them even more to impact the things that are important to you. And so having that foundation of this is really why I'm here on the earth and I'm going to show up this way in everything I do. Okay. And it also helps you when you're making decisions of where to focus your energy and time. That creates so much sense of purpose. And for empaths, it's very grounding. It's very grounding to feel that, yes, I am here, I am meant to be here, my strengths are important, right? Maybe I'm not the loudest person in the room, maybe I'm not the I don't know, the one that draws the most attention to themselves or whatever that is. But I'm also here and I'm also valid and I'm also important. And the way that I'm designed is I'm here for a reason and I'm going to fulfill that. Okay. And so Take a moment right now and notice the areas in your life, in your work, that you deny who you are, that you don't show up fully. I mean, the word authenticity has been used a lot and maybe overused a little bit. But really, it is about that. It's about being your true self, right? And connecting with that true self. Sometimes, especially as an empath, you have been told that the way you are is not okay, that you are not good enough the way you are. That it's not okay that you don't like really loud parties and concerts or whatever, right? And the fact that you can only do that for a couple hours or whatever that is for you, and then you need to rest. The fact that you need more time alone or whatever those things are that you need, you may have been given messages that that's not okay. And it's not okay to need those things, and it's not okay to function that way. And maybe there's something wrong with you. So instead, I want you to own those parts of yourself and start to live that way and see how that brings you into fulfilling your purpose in other ways in your life. Because if you are honoring yourself, you will show up differently for most of the things that you do. And you may show up differently energetically and even just notice things differently. And there will be so many shifts that you can see by honoring yourself. Okay, so the part of the purpose is really to honor yourself. So when you think about the purpose, if you're a highly sensitive person, an empath, I will point you out to an episode I had earlier about that specifically, and about some of the things I talked about when it comes to the messages you may have been received. So I'll have that link also available. Where I want to go next is when people come and ask me, well, you know what? I've been doing this job, I've had this career, maybe even had this business for a while, and it's just not feeling like this is where I'm meant to be. What is my purpose? Okay. So it's a complex, it's complicated, right? It's not simple. So I want to give you at least one activity and exercise that you can take past this podcast to start to see what that is for you. So remember, the key part that I talked about today is about honoring your strengths and who you are and how you're designed, and taking care of that and showing up with those strengths in your daily life. Okay. And so knowing what those are, and then it can show up in your work. And sometimes it's not necessarily about changing your work, but instead how you show up in that work. And then also another layer to that is what bothers you the most, what triggers you the most, what are you most passionate about shifting and changing, and how can you use your strengths in that area. So one of the ways to start to be more clear about this is to pay attention and journal. So, what I would ask you to do is spend the next week or two and notice that the areas and the things that you do that you enjoy, that you feel good, that time passes by quickly, that if you reflect on your day, you think about that one thing that you enjoy the most. Even when you look forward to what you have scheduled for the day, what are the things that excite you the most? And start to just kind of write those down in one place. And so sometimes you might not have anything, sometimes you might have a page full of things. What I'm going to recommend is you do that for a week or two and then take a look and notice the patterns. So, this is Kavita with Aligned and Soulful Success, hoping you can live a purposeful life. And my really, really hope is that empathic people and sensitive souls own their worth and can be confident to shine their light in the world, because we are much needed. It's time to stop hiding. It's time to shine your light. So until next week, take good care. Bye.